All right, everybody's piling in already. Mike Draco first across the line from Cincinnati. Robin Higginbottom right behind him. David Crum, Jeff McKinney, all in the house. We are early. Look at that. Heather's going to have a heart attack. Hey, this is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, and I am fit to be tied. I'm ready to get the show rocking tonight because we got a pile of content to get through. Building up for the release date of Grease and Gears TV, man. I can't even tell you how excited we are here. Tons of great stuff going on. Stuff that we've been working on for years and years. Super stoked about that. As always, thank you so much to Dennis Kirk for believing in us. Let's see who all's here tonight. Karen Cafazzo, Ray's Moto Life. Lisa Ballard, the Queen of Chop Cult with us. James Fletcher Jr., my phone. Kiefer, damn it, I'm on the air. Law Tigers in the house. Joker Cycle Works. What's up, buddy? Hey, where's my mirrors? I got choppers that I want to not see behind me with. Lots of stuff going on tonight. Great show. Our longtime brother, supporter of the show, confidant, co-conspirator, Mr. Kevin Teach Baas in the house with us. Going to be great to catch up with him. Rob Nussbaum in with us. Our Ass Prod associate producer for you non-TV people. Mailman Kevin O'Brien in the house. It's me, Radar. Radar, you're in the Smokeout video. Did you see that? Ashley Woodford in the house with us. Tons of great stuff, man. Hey, there's enough time left as we count down. Well, look at that. We're not even counting down yet. Now we're going to be late. Heather's going to be pissed. I love it. We're counting down to go live. It's going to be around 5 minutes. Something. We're going to go live with this one soon, but that's enough time for you to like and share. Make sure you get this out everywhere. Help us spread the gospel of Shop Talk, America's favorite and first two-wheel motorcycle entertainment show. Going live every Sunday, 9 p.m. from the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. Kiefer, I just said I'm on the air. I can't call you right now. If it's something you can tell me, you can type it in the chat box and we'll get to it that way.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Otherwise, I'll call you after the show. All right. Stick around. We're going live in just about 2 minutes. Can't let this one go by. Annie is here. Hi, Annie. Good to see you. Obviously, there's not a band playing down the street tonight, so we win. Everyone in the studio tonight, the whole crew's here. You guys are here, and at 9:59, I'm going to cut this one short for what it looks like on the screen because I was stupid and didn't start the clock on time. Let's get this one out of the station and up onto the tracks. And go live with this week's episode. As soon as I press a couple buttons of Shop Talk. Jesus, here we go. Here we go, Bethany. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It's just now 9:01 p.m. here on the East Coast. That means it's time for America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle entertainment network, Shop Talk. Coming to you live every Sunday, 9 p.m. through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. Heather is feverishly tapping away, so the crew
Tom
is
Banks
in.
is in the house.
Tom Banks, what's up, buddy? What's up after a harrowing time at Sons of Speed in Holenwald, Tennessee?
You can't win practice, Tom. You just can't.
Listen, this is the curse of being from Pittsburgh, because Mark can attest to this. You can't put us on in any kind of race, on any kind of motorcycle.
You guys would race getting dressed. Like, who can get dressed fastest? Who can smoke fastest? Like, you guys will race doing anything.
We used to have competitions when we were kids. Not only who could piss on the electric fence, one at a time you would move up in line and get closer to the barn. We raced everything here. Everything.
Well, it's go time. It's go time.
Yeah. Oh, son of a
literally.
biscuit.
Mandelbaum.
I don't know what that means.
It's go time, Heather. That's what that means.
Go time.
Tom did walk out of the hospital under his own power and is healing incredibly well. We are all very, very thankful, but still keeping him in our prayers that everything heals and he's good.
He still has a road to recovery, but he's here. He's watching the show. Like, what a blessing that is.
He's from Pittsburgh. You can't keep one of us down, man. Can't do it. There.
Nope.
All right. So lots of stuff to get through tonight. We got great stuff going on here in the studio. You know, we're gearing up for the whole
for a whole everything.
Yeah. Grease and Gears TV thing. If you guys are not hip to what's going on with Grease and Gears TV, so pretty soon you're gonna be able to pick up your Roku or Fire Stick TV device, and you will be able to watch motorcycle television anytime you want. This is big news for us. Let's talk about this. In line with a bunch of our racing stuff, we have picked up all of the BRL races, and Grease and Gears TV is now going to become the new home of Bagger Racing League. So you want to watch these races, haven't had a chance to see them in person or on any other network yet, you'll be able to watch all of the Bagger Racing League races that have happened up to this point, and including any new ones coming up. So everything we do in the magazine, tech, feature bikes, interviews, event coverage, our documentaries are up there. You can even watch ShopTalk there.
There's going to be some new programs rolling out that I'm super excited about.
Very, very cool.
Krista, would you call that a pilot, the one you worked on today?
Pilot?
Yeah, and actually we're going to, you know what, let's go to that.
Preview that?
Yeah, let's go.
I love this one. I'm so excited.
We'll go to the short. This is something we started back in COVID, and we kind of started it out of necessity because we couldn't actually get anywhere.
In a different capacity.
Yeah.
Like, we had people coming on through ShopTalk and doing it.
So we had people actually, we would log them in. They would take us around their garage, and literally we'd ask them, hey, what's in your garage? It led to a whole series that we're starting, and this is going to be one of the programs that's available every month on Grease and Gears TV. So let's check out what's in your garage. When we come back on the other side, we're going to get straight to our guest, Mr. Kevin Teach Baas. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk.
Into my garage. Well, this is my mess. It's got a bunch of stuff, art, memorabilia. Got all the lanyards from all the bike shows from over the years and different events and everything throughout the United States over years. I did that bike over there from Drag Specialties a couple years ago for their old bike book cover, so that was a fun build to do for them. I've got my Cannonball stuff up there from 2 Cannonballs ago where I was a mechanic on the crew. Got this, they call them yard longs, but it's more than a yard long, it's blown up. That's 1913 in Anderson, Indiana. They're all Harley Davidsons there, so I looked through them pretty close and they're all Harleys. So then I got a little wall over here with some books and reference materials and that. And, my name's Dan Ronsrogue. I'm originally from Racine, Wisconsin. Now I live in Sturgis, South Dakota. Well, I had 32 years at a power plant in Wisconsin being a mechanic, so we got to mess around with the lathes and the mills and all that stuff that makes, to make parts and everything, and got to learn how to weld. I did a lot of welding over the years. My shop in here, I've got a lathe over here, a small mill, English wheel, planishing hammer, oxyacetylene, grinders and welders and all that stuff, so I can TIG weld and stick weld and everything, or wire weld and everything else. So I was going to get a new one, and the welding instructor at work years ago says, don't get rid of it. He says, nobody's going to ever borrow it from you, or nobody's going to steal it. The thing weighs 2 tons. It's a monster, but it works great. So aluminum and everything else. So bike show stuff and different magazine shoots. There's Cycle Source on the cover there. Yeah. My buddy's wife says, hey, why don't you quit the job at the power company and come down to Florida and we'll do this full time. You can be the crew chief full time for us. I says, oh, I says, you find me an old woman with 1 foot in the grave and one on a banana peel, I'll come down, I'm set. She says, oh, so you want to be a cabana boy? So that's how it started. I'm an old 45, I'm getting started up. This is a 1913 Harley I'm restoring right now. S&S panhead bike here. We started doing kind of a cholo look to it. And little Harley Davidson topper. Did a little Sportster there. Kind of a road racy look. Oh, this is a 1917 Harley. Single cylinder. 26 pea shooter. I restored this one. Oh, it's probably been about 3-4 years ago. These were the old headlights that they used back in the day. Those are Chicago, Illinois license plates that they would put on the bicycles. You got the 2 little rivets. I got them from a bunch of different years and that. These here were the old acetylene type, so they would have a cover on it. Here's a cover for one of them. This is an Indian Prince racer. I traded a good friend of mine, Randy Detroit. I got a bottle of beer here. That was from our maiden voyage with the Cannonball. Got some neat old pistons and, the little box that the inner tubes came in. This is a 1913 Excelsior. It's a Denver's Choppers trike frame. You can still see it's got the label on there and everything. This would be, if you were in one of the dealerships, Schrader valves, that's for your valve stems. Can't think of much else that's cool in here. Everything.
My name's Dan Ronshoek. I'm from Sturgis, South Dakota, and you're watching Grease and Gears TV.
So this is just an example. Like this is a much shorter. The full length piece of this about a half an hour, and like from start to finish, my man has a mad collection. And this is the kind of stuff you're going to be able to see on Grease and Gears TV, man.
He's like, and everywhere you look in that place,
right,
is just the coolest stuff. I'm like, ooh.
I love, and that was all the way at the end. He turned around to me and he goes, trying to figure out what else is cool in here.
And you're like, everything.
Okay, Dan.
Oh, so cool. I think that's going to be like one of the best parts about the What's in Your Garage is you're going to see so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
And like, if you guys have cool stuff, we want to see it.
Yeah, so tell us what's up.
Send me a DM.
That's
I'm just going to sit back here and watch.
Oh my gosh. So send Cycle Source a message. We want to see what's in your shop.
in your garage,
in your
man.
garage. What's it? Whatever.
Did you read the screen card? What's in your garage?
Well, the worst part is that it was my idea and I named it. Oh,
Mark's
we want to see what's in your garage.
I don't even know why I'm here.
Mark's going to be a roving reporter here pretty soon. He's going out to the.
Is that better?
To the lead sled party.
Mark, just get your stand-in.
See, look, hey, Heather, did you see the message that just came in?
What?
Rob Nussbaum says he has my JD ready.
Yeah, whatever.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I have something for you, too.
So anyway, lots of stuff going on. The summer events are breathing down our neck. Is that a good way to say that?
Yeah.
eBay Jake in the house. What's
Hi,
up, buddy?
eBay. So eBay, did you see you go sideways on Smokeout Instagram? I thought for sure you were taking out Joey, dude. How you kept that up is beyond me.
We got a nice Smokeout video tonight too. A little bit of an event recap there.
Oh, big shout out to Fast for Fun for all the footage.
Yeah,
Sean,
no
you
kidding.
rock, dude.
No kidding. Because at first, like when we got all this stuff in, we were like, okay, what's this? And as I started putting it together, I was like, somehow, and I should be such a good shooter because somehow in all the like 8-second clips and 30-second clips, he captured every single piece of that event.
He really
it was
did.
killer. Absolutely killer.
Well, you were doing a few things while that was going on.
Rob, it's a voodoo doll. I don't flip the bird.
Dude, I was surprised by the time I got the video done. I was like, wow, this smoke out really was pretty bitchin'.
The worst
because I
part
missed
for me
most
is like,
of it.
oh, I missed that. Oh, I missed that. Damn, I missed that.
Mark saw it all.
I was
Whatever.
me and Jeff didn't miss a goddamn thing.
Whatever.
Vintage Soul in the house. Man, so many people tonight. You
I
guys
love
are
it.
It's a
awesome.
little packed.
Derek Taylor got some videos of the drags. Hey, we're looking for anybody that wants to turn in any footage or anything too. Like,
I'm going to drop the smoke out email in here. Send it to me. Throw it
Please.
in Facebook messages, Instagram messages, whatever.
It was a great time, and like Mark just said, you know, we were running so much that we just didn't get to do our typical shove a camera up everybody's ass the whole time. So, all right, man. So listen, in line with all the events that are going on this summer, we're trying to bring you guys as much as we can. We have the event portion of the show that we do every week that you're welcome to send your flyers and stuff into. But tonight's guest, Mr. Kevin Baas, is going to come on and tell us about an event that is really turned into a special thing up in his area. So let's get him on the line. Check out Kevin Teach Bass. Just Hanging Out in the Shop is brought to you by Spectral Oils. Made in the USA since 1966, the best oil on planet Earth. Mr. Teach.
Hey, how's it going?
That's good, buddy. So good to see your face, man.
You too. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. As always, you know, I miss you guys. Love hearing your voices. Love even more when I see you pulling down Bass Acres driveway to hang out. So,
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, I'm pissed I'm not making that.
Mark, you got an open invitation anytime, bro.
I appreciate it. Just like all the old stuff, the setup, everything you got going on out there. It's freaking awesome, man.
You know, it's been a dream come true for Amy and I and our boys, you know, and it's a testament to how I teach my students, you know, hard work pays off.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the property we have, I'm a school teacher, don't make much money. You know, people said, oh, you're never going to be able to get out in the country and have land. I said, well, why not? You know, I mean, if I work hard, I'm going to make it happen. And
Yeah.
I use that with my students, you know, like don't let anybody tell you can't. Put your nose at a grindstone, work hard at it, and just don't let anybody say no and you say yes and make it work.
And my visit's going to be a little different because I don't want to see any of them stupid motorcycles. I want into them trucks. So,
Yeah.
Dude, his
Things
truck.
took a big turn.
Oh,
Once I
yeah.
had property to store all this stuff, now I'm like, I guess I could start getting
Yeah.
some bigger things like trucks.
yeah, dude, that Bronco, the old...
Dude, the Bronco, the old Ford.
Yeah, the old...
Yeah, good
what's
old Wayland.
what is that, 58? What is that thing?
I got a 66
66,
F250
that's what it
pickup. And then the Bronco's a 78, and that one came from Texas, and it's got two 9mm bullet holes in the one side.
Nice.
So I kind of laughed and I bought it and I said, well, this is an old outlaw Bronco from Texas with bullet holes. And I'm like, it's Waylon Jennings. It's
Yeah,
like, you know,
right.
It just named itself.
Love those things.
Dep-
I've
it
had so
depends.
many of them.
It depends on what part of Texas. That could actually be a 30-40 round. You know, like
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I never did quite measure it. You know, I mean, I just wish I knew the story. Like what guy was getting caught at somebody's house that he shouldn't have
Yeah,
been.
right.
Got shot at when he took off.
oh man. So for those of you that don't know Teach,
Where the hell have you been?
yeah,
First off.
we've known him for quite a long time. An ambassador for motorcycles, that doesn't even cover it with this man. I mean, you know, started out his chopper class after school hours for high school kids to teach them, you know, metal arts.
How
And,
long ago was that? Like the initial launch of Chopper Class. That was how long?
2000, I think 2004 might have been when I really started.
So almost 20
Pulling
years
parts.
ago.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. You know, and
I
then
remember I had an old basket case Ironhead Sportster that my dad gave me, and I was living in this little house with a small garage, and it wasn't heated and insulated. Everything was cold on it, and Amy's like, well, you got a great shop at school. You should just bring it in there and see if any kids. And I'm like, that's genius. Yeah. I brought the parts into school just to see. I asked the principal if it'd be okay. I said, hey, I'm going to try something. I'm going to do a little after-school club. You know, everybody's got clubs for robotics and you name it. And I'm like, let's do one with an old Ironhead Sportster and teach them a little vintage bike addiction, you know. And it just, I never knew it was going to take me to where I'm at today. I mean, you guys know, I mean, it's made me who I am. It's people know me because of it. And I've made friends across the world, and it's completed my soul, you know, like I feel so awesome about the support the industry's given me, and you know, Cycle Source has always been behind me. You know, when I was writing articles for you guys and sending pictures in, you always made sure that stuff was front and center. And you know, it's a big brotherhood. It's a love. You know, this is a family. You know, the camaraderie that's in this industry is amazing.
Dude, one of my favorite things was me and Chris coming to the school the one time. Like, it was the enthusiasm of the kids, and like once you start talking, like, you know, obviously they say kids are sponges for information, and dude, it was fantastic to watch them grab what you were giving them. Like, it was super cool.
You know, and it means a lot too for you guys to come see the program, because you know, people hear about it, you just kind of have your own thoughts of what it is, but like for you guys to actually show up and see it and be like, yeah, he's not full of crap, man. These kids are doing it. Like, look at them, they're running lathes over here and TIG welding over there, and you know, it's like, it's pretty awesome.
Hey, met my shop teacher, Mr. McDowell, Mac, we called him. Never forget him. The dude changed my life. So what you're doing, obviously, they're going to say, you know, some of these kids when they're 50, 60 are going to say the same thing. I mean, that guy put me in the direction I wanted to go in, and, you know, couldn't have been happier to trip into that class. I didn't even know what it was.
I appreciate that, you know, because, you know, I have really good kids, a lot of great kids, and we all, you know, we know the awesome high flyers. They're always going to be awesome, and I love having them. But what I really love is getting that troubled kid where, like, right, you know, the dean's like, hey, we're putting this kid in your class, you know, see what you can do with them. You know, there's probably aren't, you know, the hopes aren't going to be there for success, but, you know, and I'm like, whoa, yeah, just give me a week with this kid, you know, and let me crack that shell, you know, and show him that I'm just like him, and I was one of him. And, you know, when I was in high school, I wasn't somebody that, you know, sat in the front of the room, you know, and I lived for my shop classes, and that's why I became the shop teacher I am, to help those kids see that, hey, I care about you, I believe in you. And it doesn't matter if you're not doing good in those classes. I want you to do good in all your classes. You know, I try to really stress that, but, you know, I want to give you the opportunity to be successful in my class, to learn career skills that are going to make you money and make you successful. So when I see you 10 years from now, you're driving a nice car or truck, and you're happy and you're successful. And, you know, that to me is worth it. You know, I don't get paid much, but that's $1 million salary right there, just to have any of those kids be successful.
Oh yeah. And if it wasn't for him, I would have never graduated. He was the one, they kicked me out in 11th grade. He was the one that convinced them to let us come back, the two of us, and finish and get our diplomas. And right, you know, and mentored us through the whole thing, you know. So what you're doing, so we've talked about it more than once. I mean, I know both me and Chris, you know, that was pretty much working on the bikes and all that stuff was our life. And at that point, you know as well as I do, they pushed you away from that. They didn't want you to do that back then, you know. Go to college, learn this, and, you know, look now. I mean, all the stuff in the world they could have taught us, it turns back to the wrenches and the hammers are what I've survived on, you know?
Yeah, the story that I always love hearing, and even, you know, Chris tells it a lot, because when I first met Chris, you know, I was just a unknown guy with a little card table, you know, set up with a bike that I said, hey, students built this, you know, and here's some homemade flyers, you know, talking about the class. And Chris, I remember he walked up with his backpack. He said, well, I'm from Cycle Source, you know, and Chris was still getting the magazine going, and he was pounding the pavement, and we both kind of clicked, like both looked at each other like, you know, I like this dude because he's out here right now hustling. He's working his butt off. And I could tell right away that Cycle Source, I mean, what are you guys at now? 300 issues?
Yeah, buddy.
We're actually like, man, you know, and back then, I don't know. I don't remember when we first met Chris, but it couldn't have been more than maybe 30, 40.
It was,
I don't know.
It was a year before our national issue.
Yeah.
So that was 8 years in.
2000. You went national 2007. Is that right?
Yeah.
7, 8,
6.
like that.
No,
was,
6.
yeah.
It was 6?
Because I think 06 was when I brought the bike to the smokeout for the first year.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I remember when we met and we talked, we hit it off, and, you know, here we are. We've been brothers ever since. It's awesome.
Yeah, buddy. I just love the fact that it come from that, because people hear me say that thing about motorcycles saved my life, and it was, you know, going in a really bad direction for me until I got around people who society deemed as the fringe. You know, these were the rough and rowdy, and, you know, they were actually the people that taught me respect. And, you know, self-respect and gave me values and gave me a place. And, you know, it's probably the same thing whenever you started in that program. Everybody was like, oh, yeah, you know, I don't know, the biker guy with the kids, you know.
It was a hard sell, you know. I mean, people are like, what are you doing? You trying to raise gang members, you know, outlaw bikers? Like, no, I had nothing to do with that. It's just teaching them skills with tools that we have and build something cool, you know. The cooler the project you can build with what you teach them, the more engaged the kids get, the more focused they get, the more dedicated they get. And I just happened to come in at a good time where nobody else was doing this. And, you know, the whole bike shows and all that crap was just starting to get ready to take off. So all of a sudden I went from 7 students after school to 30, and it was like, whoa, you know, like I'm on to something here. You know, my principal came down, was like, what's going on here with all these kids? He's like, they don't even come to school during the day. Why are they here now? So, well, they want to learn how to TIG weld. You know, I'm showing them how to TIG weld. You know, if they want to come in, I'll be here, and I'll make sure the shop's open to teach them something, you know, and it's keeping them out of trouble, you know.
And when you started that, a lot of shop classes, they were eliminating them.
Yeah.
You know?
Even during your time at your school, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time. You know, when budget cuts came, it's like, what do? Do I roll over and play dead and let them pull everything from me? And I do something else, or do I just start, you know, digging in deep and looking for sponsors and selling my story and telling people about what I'm doing and why it's so good and why we can't lose it, you know, and really almost put the school in a corner where, like, they would have looked really bad for letting what I was doing go and get it cut, you know. And
do you know,
it worked out. You know, I kind of rolled the dice and went for a gamble with it, but I think I won, you know, at this point. You know, I just turned 50 years old, you know, and I'm still doing it and I'm still loving it, so.
Do you know how many, you know, if there's other schools that actually, I mean, obviously there has been, but how many schools actually picked them up and started running with what you're doing? I mean, that, I know for a minute there, that was big. People were,
there was about, you know, probably 7, 8, 9 schools that jumped on when the heyday was really big. And, you know, all of a sudden, hey, look at that guy's on, you know, Biker Build Off with Billy Lane. He's a teacher. I want to be on there, you know?
Yeah.
And the biggest thing about what we do is it's not just about that. Like that, if you're doing it for that reason, it's not the right reason. And I saw a lot of guys try it, and they weren't into it enough. And, you know, whatever, it's, you know, you got to be dedicated to what we do. You know, motorcycles are not an easy thing to do. You know, I mean, people think, oh, it's just a motorcycle, that's simple. No, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And through the years, I've seen a lot of guys jump in just looking for free stuff. Well, give me a free SNS motor, give me free this, free that.
Yeah.
But then nothing ever happens with it, and it's like, well, you know, that ain't gonna fly. But the one guy, he's basically my brother from another mother. That's Mr. Jones from Eden, New York, and he like, honestly, him and I are just like brothers, you know. And
we gotta have old Jonesy on here.
Yeah. You got to get him on. You know, he's more. He doesn't do the social media as much. He's just a, you know, ground pounder who gets her done with his kids. But I can't say enough good things about that man. You know, I respect him. I look up to him. He brings his kids all the way from New York to Minneapolis for the Donnie Smith show every year with us. And, you know, the guy is somebody who would take his shirt off and send it to you, you know, when you needed it. And I love the guy as a brother. His wife's amazing. His family's amazing. We've been friends since the day we met too. So, you know, he's definitely one you'd want to get on because he's killing it with his kids, man. They're doing some really good things.
Yeah, it'd sort of be cool. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't know how that would work with the, you know, Grease and Gears TV to try and get something, you know, that you give back. You put programming on to see what they're doing, to see if you can get funding.
We absolutely can.
Yeah, see if you can get some
that would be
funding.
a good project for the AV club.
Yeah, like
How about that?
Right.
So,
just saying, that'd be a great collaboration.
Yeah, let them do
So
something.
anytime we can get positive publicity for a school, I know the administrators like it because, you know, I mean, you guys all know, you know, every time you hear about a school, it's something bad happening, you know, and when you got something that's been this good for this long, like, you got to keep telling that story.
Dude, how cool would that be? We provide the space. Yeah. The school's AV club does the production, sends us the broadcast, and we put it out, and their production is on your class. Yeah. That'd be so cool.
That would have been awesome. You know what would have been great is when I still was at Kennedy, I actually, you know, because they were pushing everything on me and cutting our program, but I was like the one-man show at the end there where I taught the TV production class. So that would have been perfect if I had that now, because my kids were going out, walking to school, filming things, making stories, you know, researching things. But I'll talk to my you know, the guys that are in my school. I'll find out who's in charge of that and see if it's something they'd be willing to take on or help with, and then I'll get them in contact with all of us.
Maybe we'll talk to old Jonesy about it too. But I mean, that's, you know, with the trend of the way everything's going with media today, that's a killer skill set
Dude,
to pick up too.
Video a school biker build off and show them both at the Donnie Smith show.
Oh my
That'd
God.
be badass.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it
There's
is.
going to be, I can't give you too many details, but on June 23rd, I'm going to be at the Back to the 50s, the biggest hot rod show in the country at the State Fairgrounds. And Northern Tool is sponsoring my class to do a top secret project.
Right on.
Nice.
Stay tuned. I cannot say a word or Darcy will come after me because we got to wait till the unveiling. But it's a pretty big deal, and it's going to be cool. And there's going to be, this is something too that maybe we can team up with Cycle Source here.
Yeah.
And grease and gears. And
Dude,
maybe
Northern Tool showed that they have the ability to do all the production and broadcasting with what they did with Sons of Speed in Daytona.
Yep. And just a little tease. Sons of Speed. There's a reason why I was pulled in because it's something there which you guys will know, but I can't say nothing about.
Heather, what do you got your shit eating grin on for?
Because you cut back to me as I was trying to get something out of my teeth. I had my toothpick
hey.
in my teeth.
Listen, I can't.
Yeah, I need warning, dude. Warning.
Yeah, Heather, you look great. You could have a cigar hang out of your mouth. You'd still
Oh,
look
you're
awesome.
so
A little bit of love there.
Hey.
All right, man.
So
listen.
one quick thing, man, like looking at your 50 years with Dennis Kirk, on there, I got to thank Dennis Kirk. They're our platinum sponsor this year for my vintage bike show that's going on this summer. My good buddy and partner, Jared Anger, Wild Turkey Customs, we've been doing an old antique motorcycle show here in town. This is our 4th year now, and it's gotten really big, and it's gaining traction. Last year, Dump Truck was emceeing it, doing live feed for Dennis Kirk. And this year, we kind of were excited because we're finally branding this as something new, and we're calling it the Vintage Soul Antique Motorcycle Show. So in the past, we were just like, I don't know, what do we call it? It's Wild Turkey, it's Bass Metalcraft, it's Vintage Bike Addiction. But we decided that we're gonna change it now. So from here on out, it's going to be the Vintage Soul Antique Motorcycle Show. So keep your ears tuned for that. We're going to get some swag going with that, and that's how we're going to start promoting the show. But Dennis Kirk stepped up, man. They're our platinum sponsor. They're going to be there with a booth set up, and they really helped us out here to kick this off to make the show the best it can be.
Hey, look at that. Jay Rogers, Black Betty and Daisy will be at Teach's show.
Nice.
Right on.
And that was, ultimately that was what we were getting to here, was to talk about the show and, to talk a little bit about how this thing gets started and where we get to the point that you guys are rocking on this thing now.
As you know, like the vintage bike addiction's been my thing my whole life. And, I love all motorcycles, but I've always had a soft spot for generator motors, and just through my dad and my history with my family. But, back in the early days of the chopper class, I used to go to a motorcycle shop up here called Kokish, and one of the guys that worked there was Jared Anger, and I didn't know him real well. He's a big, badass looking guy and cool, but we just never were close enough to really hit it off. Well, fast forward all these years later, he buys a house in Lakeville where I'm teaching, and I come riding in. I think I had just gotten back from Milwaukee. I was running my knuckle or something down there, and I just got back, and I go to this little local bar, Doherty's, that's down the street from my house, and he's sitting there having a cigar and a drink, and he goes, "Hey, I know you. You're friends with Crazy Carl and Connie, right?" And I say, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm Jared Anger. I used to work at Kokish." And I'm like, "Oh, I remember you. You're the big dude behind the counter." Yeah. Well, we just hit it off. We've been good friends and brothers ever since, and we just been riding together, doing things, and then one day we're just like, let's get an old bike show going. We got enough cool connections with all the, Jared's got a garage full of cool old bikes. I got a garage full of them, and it's like, let's just do something and see what happens. If it doesn't go big, who cares? It'll just be fun to see a couple extra old flatheads come out of the barn or whatever. And first year we did it at Doherty's Tavern. Yeah, there's a picture up there of the parking lot out back. So that's actually not even the show. That's back. That's the runoff. The show's inside the gates there.
And I just wanted to show this for the setting, dude. Like this is such a beautiful part of the country.
It's country, man. There's no skyscrapers or apartments around where we're at. It's all country. You see horse fields and lakes. So it's cool. And the first year went off awesome. And we've always gotten rained on. It's like it rained, but we've had a couple of years now that haven't rained, which has been great. But even when it rained, we had 20 knuckles there, 20 panheads, a bunch of flatheads, and it's been taken off. And this year, like, we're really excited because it's going to be over the top. And, you know, with all of our sponsors, I mean, we have so many of them. You know, we got probably 20 different sponsors on board now and I'm going to come up with a flyer, so that'll have all their logos and stuff that we can share on social media. But, you know, it's an amazing show, and it's really growing fast, and it's cool because it's just out in the middle of nowhere in the country. It's a fun little bar. And this year we're actually doing a show in memory of a good friend of mine, a lost brother, Garrett Jacobson. My neighbors, Bonnie and Todd across the street, unfortunately lost their son unexpectedly. And, you know, he was a good friend, good brother. And, you know, we want to have this show be in his memory. So Godspeed to Garrett. Never forget you, buddy. You're always in our hearts.
Yeah, that's sad, dude.
So sorry
that's
for your
sad.
loss and the family's loss. But
Very
what a great
sad.
way to honor him. That's outstanding.
So while you were talking about the event, I want to bring this comment to your attention. Bill Johnson says taught auto shop.
Shop teacher.
Yeah. Taught auto shop with Baas for 20 years. That school now closed the shops. We had 7 teachers. Support local shops. Bring them back. See you at the bike show this summer.
Yeah, Bill Johnson was kind of my mentor when I took the job at Kennedy, and good man, good friend. And, he had one of the best auto shops in the state, and I built up one of the best metal shops in the state. And basically the school kind of ran Bill out, trying to force him on early retirement. You know, he was on top of his game, and, you know, that broke my heart as well as his. And then, you know, all of a sudden they started pushing out more and more of us, and we went from 7 teachers down to 2, and there was writing on the wall that I was going to be bumped to somewhere else, even after all I did with that shop. And, you know, I got lucky because Lakeville North, man, like they saw me. I won a Fox 9 Top Teacher Award in 2015, and a good college buddy is the athletic director there, and he had, you know, told the principal about me. Like, God, we should try to get. You know, they used to call me Taz now, and now it's Teach. But anyway, I walked in with my son his freshman year at Lakeville North for school, and I hear my buddy yell across the auditorium, "Taz!" And I'm like, well, that's a name from college. Like, what the heck? And it was a good friend of mine, and he's like, "Oh man, I saw you, and we you know, we're looking for a shop teacher here, a tech ed teacher. We really need one bad." And I was like, wow, you know what? And like, I'm feeling this crunch at Kennedy, and, you know, we'd bought in Bass Acres now. So I'm like, I like to stay south of the river. I don't want to drive an hour in traffic jams. And it just worked out. It was like, you know, it was just fate that I got put into where I'm at now. And then to have the administrative support and the community support for me to start building Lakeville North into a powerhouse for one of the best shops in the state again, and get that chopper class going. It's really, it's taken me a while. You know, it's been a slow battle because I have so much going on. But it's getting there, and like this year we're building a Strider bike for the Buffalo Chip, you know, Flying Pistons. So my kids are just finishing that this week, and we'll send it off to some friends. My buddy Jimmy Zameda is going to paint it. We're actually, and Jay Rogers will like this. We're kind of making a little replica of my drag bike, the Patriot Missile. So it'd be kind of cool.
I have to say, Teach, every school in the country needs a youth.
Everybody's saying that in the comments.
Without a doubt, no question. Every school in the country needs a teacher like you. You are such a blessing to those students, because I mean, not everybody is meant for college, and the world needs trades. I don't care how technologically advanced we get. You have to have people to keep the country running, period.
Somebody needs to fix the toilet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, one of my biggest stories too, and why I'm a shop teacher, is my old shop teacher, Mr. Letsky. He had an old Ironhead Sportster, and he had it at school. My first time coming as a freshman, I come up to my shop class and I see this old Ironhead Sportster, and I'm like, whoa, that's my teacher. He wrote in on that. Like, how cool is he, man? And
Yeah.
you know, and he taught me a lot with the autos class and welding stuff. And this is the coolest thing right now. He is actually going to come up to my bike show this summer, and he's bringing that Ironhead. So he's from Milwaukee. He's going to come up, which is pretty cool. And I still stay in touch with him now. And, you know, I share with what I'm doing, and he's so proud. You know, he helped me become who I am. You know, my parents were a big influence on what I did, and, you know, and the shop teacher was a huge influence on me. And I tell him all the time, like, I'm trying to do what you did for me to every kid I can get my hands on to help share that passion, you know.
Now, see, in opposition to that, when I was in high school, I saw my math teacher and one of my gym teachers get out of a custom lowrider van, and a big cloud of smoke came out because they were smoking pot. Maybe it had an inspiration on me too. I can't say, but
Are you saying Cheech and Chong taught at your school? Wow.
So let's talk about this for a second, because I have to tell you how much this blows my mind. To see you standing at a row of Macintosh computers teaching kids engineering skills on the computer. That's far out, dude.
Yeah, like one of the things I tell my students too is if you don't evolve, you're going to become obsolete.
Yeah.
And I get that, stuff that I know and I've done is old school, but I still teach it. But now I look at, well, how do I roll that into showing them now that's how it was. Here's the old technology. Here's an old, manual engine lathe. And now here's some CNC technology, and how has it evolved, So like I always tell my students, like, teach an old dog new tricks, please. Teach me something. Like if you're on, you got some cool app, or you find something on the internet that's just rad with what we're doing, show it to me. I want to know, I want to learn, and I want to help, use that to show. And, when you think you know it all and you don't want to evolve or change, like I said, you're going to be obsolete. And you're not going to do your job.
Can I get an amen?
So listen, back to the show for a minute. I kind of feel like you have an unfair advantage as far as putting a show together, being from your area, because it just seems like you have an unnatural saturation of some of the coolest bikes on the planet.
Like, what is it?
Yeah, dude, come on.
We are definitely blessed. Like, man, like when I started doing this here, I didn't really know anybody in the old bikes. I was kind of a lone wolf and just rolling around. I started meeting some of the local guys, and like, hey, you got to meet this guy. He likes, he's got a shovel head. He's building the pan head. And all of a sudden we all got together, and, we started realizing how much everybody does. And then, we were helping each other out on weekends, and next thing you know, now we all got barnfuls of cool stuff. And, we got this show where we're getting,
but it seems like an inordinate amount. Like the cool old bike to people ratio is slightly skewed. And I want to know how that happens.
I don't know either, saying. But I feel blessed that it's the way it is. 'Cause it's like, you know what? Obviously I miss Milwaukee, my family farm, because there's a ton of great bikes there too as well. But, being up here now and just kind of starting from nowhere and getting where I'm at, with my own, hands and just a dream. It's like, it's a blessing, and to go down the street and know that I got friends all over the place with these cool old bikes that we can meet up. It's cool, and I guess, one of the things I always tell people is just, you gotta leave a good footprint. You got to be a good person and have a good soul for it. If you're full of shit, people are going to catch on and they're going to push you out. And I don't like drama and BS. So it's like, there's a lot of, you run into people that are like, okay, nice to see you, but stay away.
Gotta go. Yeah, right.
But the good ones, you stick close to, and the bike show, like that one in the picture right there, that's a 36. My buddy Jay,
buddy.
The guy keep going, and it's like, these bikes and these guys with these stories, it's amazing. It's
dude, that's a thing. That's the thing, because I know this motorcycle. I actually just had the privilege of shooting that motorcycle the last time I was up in your area, and the story that's behind it is almost the coolest part of it. You know what I mean? Like, people from your part of the country really, really get it. They still treat these things like heirlooms. You know what I mean? Like, guys that are getting older, making sure that they have an heir apparent to the most precious thing they've had in their life. That they want to make sure that when they're gone, there's someone that's going to look after that motorcycle.
Well, and
that's incredible.
Yep.
Some of the best bikes I've gotten now weren't because I was the guy going to give the most money for it. It was because they wanted to go to a good home. And then
you were the guy that was going to keep it true to its roots and not chop it, Chris.
Hey.
The self-proclaimed chopper chick, right?
Yeah,
she just hammered you.
She just chopped me.
She just chopped me, Mark. Chopper chick. I really am. I'm just busting on him because he had that 49 panhead and he's squirreling away parts. He's like, I'm gonna make a gentleman's cut down. I'm gonna make a gentleman's cut down. Chop.
I tried.
You tried.
I really did.
You did try. You gave it your best. You get an A for effort.
And
you're still young at heart. When you get that old man kicking in, you still got time to put it back. But
he's a grumpy old bastard. It's okay. It's time.
You had said earlier about that. Somebody wanting it to go to a good home and they'll drop give you a good price. I ended up with an old FLH like that. And there's a lot of people out there that will do that for you. You know what I mean? Like they knew, one guy was trying to screw them over, and they asked me what the price was and what it was worth, and I didn't lie to them. They ended up coming back to me months later and giving me even a lower price just because they knew that I don't throw anything away, and I don't like everything I get gets put in the garage and set there for someday maybe.
I keep trying to convince them to let me take a bike and clean it up, and
I don't have to touch it.
Not do anything
but make it
just
pretty. It's such a sweetheart, dude. Like he got a perfect
really
early
did.
shovel. It's so badass.
But not change it or anything like
Yeah,
that.
no,
Just
leave it all original.
clean it.
Well, there's nothing more that breaks my heart or makes me angry when guys are out there, snowballing somebody and getting a super nice bike for dirt cheap, and then they flip it the next day. It's like, come on,
Exactly.
man, the price that I could have maybe afforded to get this bike, which I would have kept, they snuck in and got it.
Right. And
flip
this
it for money.
and
It's
this
just
lady,
dollar signs in them.
yeah, and this lady had said right out, they needed the money, survival kind of thing, and that her husband would have been way happier seeing it go to the same exact kind of person that had it, And I guess apparently it sat underneath their porch for years. And, whenever they decided to sell it, everybody was coming in like vultures, like you said, trying to undercut them. And they would have just turned around and sold the thing. It's like most people don't know anything about them. They're going to get it, and they just know somebody will pay big money to do something old or do something cool with it,
Right.
Hey, there's a great comment up here I want to bring up real quick. Jay Rogers actually came in a little bit ago and said, as the co-founder of a 25-person job shop, it cannot be overstated the need for young kids interested in manufacturing. Our biggest challenge as a shop right now is finding kids that are interested in our trade. We should all support them, and teachers like Kevin willing to push the idea from the inside.
Yep.
That's a serious issue our whole country is facing, man. We're running out of people to do these things.
One of the coolest things I've done with my kids, we have a water jet cutter in there, and Jay actually hit me up, said, "Hey man, we're looking for somebody to water jet these parts out of some of this material." And he's like, "I'll send it to you. Can you do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want my kids to see. Like, here we go. We got a client who needs something done. Here's how we go about and do it, and get it done." And as far as I know, Jay, you can chime in, but I think the parts were cut to perfection. You were happy, so good.
Dan DeLucci says Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs should do an episode about Teach.
Yeah, he's that guy, man. I've been following his stuff for a long time. I love what he's doing and how much love he shows us shop teachers and the dirty job guys and the greasy finger dudes, And it's like, my son Gavin just graduating this year. He's going to go to welding school and get into the welding trade. So I'm excited for him there. Like, man, the world's your oyster, man. Crack it open and get it done, And we're actually talking about like maybe I'll just partner up with them too on the side and buy like a mobile welding truck, and we can start going around doing stuff on job sites because there's so much construction going on around here, and it's exciting, It'd be fun to be working next to one of my boys doing the stuff I love and seeing him smiling doing it too,
Oh yeah.
Hey, Jay says absolutely still in service at that big green tractor builder.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, and I guess in a nutshell, if you were going to ask me like about what I do and anybody else in any other state and any other, if you're a parent right now and your kid's taking a shop class, or you're an administrator, or you're just about some local class, if there's anybody that that might need some help, tell them to get a hold of me. I will help send curriculum. I'll share ideas. I'll give support because I want this to keep growing. And like what I do, I'm just a small peanut guy. I'm one person. Like I can't change the world, but if we can get a ton of teachers like me all doing this, then we can actually maybe scratch a little bit and help a lot more kids, and the more kids that we can give a opportunity to show them what they can do with their hands and love it and make money doing it and stay out of trouble and and take care of us someday when we're old farts.
Right.
Like that's what it's all about.
Hey, here Rob Nussbaum is officially getting comment of the night. You can't order a plumber on Amazon.
Amen.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Ain't
Yes,
that the
sir.
truth?
So hey,
Well-
let's put the date up here again. We're gonna bring you guys more.
Oh, that's your birthday, honey.
Where were you on the night of July 29th?
So we did that on purpose because it's your birthday, so we figured you're going to come, and we can honor you as the birthday guest.
Plus I have a new panhead I'm trying to break in different geographic locations. So
they call me they call me the Linkert Whisperer. I can get that Linkert dialed in.
He's got an SU on it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
an SU.
SU.
Oh, well. No, they call me the SU Whisperer. I can get the whisperer.
I'll tell you who's not the SU Whisperer is Tim Stahl with that stupid tip about the fork oil. Do not use fork oil in your SU. I went
Marvel Mystery Oil.
I went back to my Marvel Mystery Oil, and I've never been happier. Damn it.
Right on.
Damn Tim Stahl.
All right, listen, buddy. We love you. We miss you all the time.
Yes, we do.
So proud of
Give our love
everything
to
that you do. And yeah, please tell her that she's in our prayers.
Yeah, I know I told you guys that she's in the hospital right now for the appendicitis deal, and I'm going to be heading back there right now. They're getting her cozy, and we don't know when the operation will be, if it's tonight or tomorrow. But she's doing good. She sends her love. I made sure I talked to her before I left. Said, hey, is it okay if I'll go get some stuff from home and be on the show, and then we'll come back and figure out the night. And she was like, yep, I'm good. I'm comfortable. Nothing else we can do here until the doctor tells us. So appreciate the support and the love on that. And as always, thanks for having me here. I don't know.
Dude.
Are we still talking about maybe Smokeout? Am I coming on?
Oh, you're absolutely coming to Smokeout. We didn't even get to announce that.
Yes, Teach is coming to Smokeout.
If we need to, but
so we're back. We're back at Salisbury. Smokeout last year was absolutely off the hook. The video that we're going to play tonight is going to confirm that. But like Teach said, when we were both still young men,
no gray hairs,
cutting our teeth. We met at Smokeout on that very fairground at the Rowan County Fairground in Salisbury, and we're going back this year. And what better way to bring Teach back? We're going to have a card table set up for you and the whole deal, dude.
And one other thing I want to point out with our Vintage Soul bike show, and I still need to talk to Richie's family, but as you guys know, Richie Pan tattooed me in his hotel room at the Smokeout in Salisbury. I got my knuckle panhead tattoo on my shoulder done in the hotel. And Richie and I are good friends from the minute I met him too. He was the same way like you, Chris, man. He just supported what I did with the kids. His wife's amazing. She still does stuff to donate to the class. But I want to use this because Richie actually sent me the pencil drawing he did before he did a tattoo, and he signed it. He says thanks, because I made him some metal signs kind of in trade, and he said, thanks for the metal, Teach. Here's my drawing for you, and let me know what you think. If you like it, we'll do it at the Smokeout. And I got it done, and losing him was a big heartbreaker, and but I want to talk to his family because I think for our Vintage Soul we want to use this as our new logo.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I'm sure Cindy will appreciate that.
That's great.
I'm sure Cindy will be at Smokeout this year along with the Richie Pan
Viola and his art.
They said they're going to make that a family every year family ordeal.
She said to us, she reached out and she was like, "Do you want to bring the bike in the setup again?" We're like, for the rest
Absolutely.
of Smokeout, that's
like forever.
And those boys are freaking awesome.
God.
Like they're so
and
much fun.
If she didn't tell you guys, I don't know if she did or not, or you might have saw it, but she raised I think over $3,000 and went to one of my students as a scholarship that was going on to welding school.
Yeah.
So that was pretty amazing. Like for her to do that. Was
a good one.
I can't thank that whole family. I just, it breaks my heart just that we lost a good man and like that, and and just to have them, her and her boys carrying his legacy.
They're a trip.
Never forgotten.
If you make it to the Smokeout this year, you've got to catch the mini bikes or them on dirt bikes.
They cheat.
They are so freaking
against
funny.
Each other. It's great.
They cheated against their mom.
Yeah, my God, yeah.
They were roughest on her.
Yeah, she did it too. So it was
Speaking of mini bikes, though, Chris Callan, I still have a scar on my knee when you blew my knee out racing through the Broken Spoke County line.
Do you know listen, all the shit I've worked on in my life, all the hard things I've tackled, challenges, I'm going to be known for the guy who gave out mini bike scars.
Yeah.
Everybody comes up to me with that bullshit.
Breaking
I'm like,
neck.
Hey, I got them too.
Dude,
well, back then, though, Chris, you got to remember, I was probably 180 pounds and you were 181 pounds.
I was 320 pounds.
Yeah.
Liquid
remember,
illusion.
I remember we came through the bar and we're doing that hard right, and you and I just boom.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to post my leg, and I felt that thing pop, and I was like, oh, that ain't good. And I remember I got around back where nobody could see me in the dark, and I just fell off the bike lane. They're like, oh, my knee shot.
Dude, we sent Darren from Liquid Illusions home. We think he broke his neck that year.
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody wrecked that year. It was great.
Remember that was the year. That was the year the guy smacked me in the forehead as I went by.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was still drinking then, so
Yes,
I hopped off of the bike. The bike, I never even let off the throttle. I stood up off the bike and turned around. And I said, "Really?"
That's the year we lit the parking lot on fire.
Oh my
I'll
God!
tell you what, those old Limp Nicky lot days at the county line,
How
man.
any
it
of
was
you
awesome.
survived
Dude.
or still are in business in any way, shape, or form amazes me.
I still say one of my favorite teach show ups was BMR. First BMR.
Oh my God!
You and all the guys rode in the straight down. You guys showed up like 2 a.m. Of course,
Yep.
we were all totally wasted when you pulled in, and we wrecked it that night.
Yeah.
We had some fun.
Well,
that
you know,
night.
I got to find that videos because remember, Chris, like the first
Yeah.
3 BMRs, I rode to the first 3
Yep.
ones, all of them, I rode there and back on a knuckle.
Rode
Yep.
a knucklehead to every BMR.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was some good time. I remember pulling in and I got video of you because your old mentor, you were standing there with your mentor,
Yep.
and I had my GoPro and I got you saying, and I got to find those videos. I know I got them somewhere, and that would be fun to pull all that history up. We should do like a little BMR history.
Yeah.
Lisa says add in the potato gun. That was
Where-
I went to the hospital that year.
Yeah, we're working
And
to
the,
revive
and the
BMR.
moonshine, lots of moonshine.
Oh. So listen, tell everybody where they can keep track of you because we definitely
Yeah,
want to.
my Instagram, Kevin Teach Bass. I'm on Instagram a lot because I'm always posting stuff, whether it's, a lot of family, but I do the business, I do the school stuff. I try to post things, there's my mom, God bless her. She battled cancer. She's still riding that trike
right on.
Sportster there. But yeah, that's where you can find most of my stuff. I post a lot, keep things going. And our website, my wife and I's website right now is under littlefishdesigns.net. And, if anybody wants to sponsor our show, July 29th, the Vintage Soul Antique Motorcycle Show, we're still looking for some few more sponsors, make it the best it can be. And we're going to be working on our show flyer and our posters and our social media stuff to blast out with everybody who's supporting us. So, it's not too late if anybody else wants to get on with that. And if anybody's thinking about coming to town, hit me up. I can tell you where good hotels are. If you want to camp out back at my place, bring a fish house, a camper, RV, tent, you name it, man. It's going to be good times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, listen, thank you so much for taking some time with us tonight, buddy. We can't wait until we actually get to see you in person. But good luck with the show. Get us a flyer as soon as you can so we can keep pumping that up for you.
Yeah, make sure you give Amy our love too, please. Quick recovery
Yeah, I'm going to
for
be heading
her.
there shortly. And Hammy sends his love to y'all.
Hammy, where's my little meatball?
He's on the couch all snuggled up.
Oh,
Aw.
right on. All right, ladies
All right.
and gentlemen, Kevin Teach Bass on Shop Talk tonight with us. Thank you so much for all you do, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man. Love you all and appreciate the support as always. And you guys are family, always welcome here. And look forward to the smoke out, man. I can't wait. It's going to be a good
right.
time.
It's a good time.
Get back there, and I'm a little more, wiser now and a little older. So,
There is
Remember,
a
we
there is
still know
dirt
you
drags.
two- Yeah.
I guess the biggest thing I'll remember is the first time I went to the smoke out and I started walking around and I walked by the lead sled tent
Oh, yeah.
and Pat Patterson squirts me in the eyes with a squirt gun full of Jack Daniels. I'm like, oh, what is this place? So I know when I go to Pat's trailer now, I'll have safety glasses on.
Yeah, that was always a go-to for us.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right. Well, thanks again. Love you all, and we'll see you soon.
All right,
All right,
Teach, see ya.
buddy. All right, hey, man, listen, you're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. Every Sunday at 9 p.m. we go live with this show. We are going to take a look at last year's smokeout, take a quick break. On the other side, we got tons of Shop Talk left. Please don't go anywhere so that we can get through all this stuff tonight. You don't want to miss it. Watching Shop Talk. On Location is brought to you by Clockworks. It's your ride, you decide. Friday night under the lights, and man, they will always be nighttime drags under the lights.
The only thing standing between you and the open road is some garage time with the right parts and accessories to make your motorcycle roar. And that's why riders everywhere choose DennisKirk.com, the one stop you need to get your Harley back on the road. Our knowledgeable tech staff will help you navigate our more than 185,000 parts, apparel, and accessories that are ready to ship today, with free shipping on all orders over $89. So tune up your ride and get ready for the next adventure. Ride more, wait less. Dennis Kirk.
Hey, this is Reynold Nolge with Cycle Showcase STL, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Whether riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape, there's a flow to the road you share. So go with it. Eyes open, and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. The race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
Hey everybody, it's Leah Whaley with the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum and Hall of Fame, and here's today's Museum Minute. Today's Museum Minute, we're going to talk about the Kiwi Indian custom race bike we have on display. Ross Thomas set 2 world records on this bike in the same race event in 2009. At age 15, he became the youngest Indian rider ever to race at the Bonneville Salt Flats. He went on to set a world record at 98.03 miles per hour, the youngest Indian rider ever to set a record. This bike is built on a specially constructed 1939 Chief frame, which was built by Kiwi Indian in 2003 and was the first replacement rigid frame produced in the world. This particular engine, a Kiwi Indian 88 cubic inch replica flathead, had 36,000 hard street miles on it before Ross raced it at Bonneville. It's a good testament to the young rider and his old man, Kiwi Mike, the engine builder. Ross's first solo ride was to Sturgis at age 15 on this bike. From the time it was built, he claimed it as his own bike. Unfortunately, Ross passed in a motorcycle accident in July of 2014. Kiwi Mike's dreams of them riding Indians across America never came true. That's it for the Museum Minute today. Remember that you can see all these great motorcycles and more with memorabilia and amazing artwork here at the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum and Hall of Fame. We're open year-round, and we're located at the intersection of legendary Main Street and Junction Avenue right here in Sturgis, South Dakota. You can also follow us on the web at www.sturgismuseum.com. Looking forward to seeing you here soon. Bye now.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. So much to talk about after that whole break, right? Like, first of all, Smokeout.
Crazy. I can't believe how much I actually missed at Smokeout. Like, I need like 12 more people just so I can go like see Smokeout.
It was so good. It was so good.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, so good. I can't wait.
What a great little thing there, though, on Ross.
Right?
Like, yeah, what a great kid he was.
So I was lucky enough, I went out to South Dakota for the Black Hills Motorcycle Show in Deadwood, and I got to spend some time with Leah and obviously Dan. We ran Dan's What's in Your Garage today. But, man, just like there's so many great stories like that come through the museum. Yep. We're so lucky that she's actually taken the time and doing that stuff now that we get to share some of it. And it should give you even more reason why you make the museum your stop during your Sturgis trip.
Okay, I have a question for you, and I know this is going to put you on the spot, but I just thought of it.
Go ahead.
So when you actually were at the museum and saw your name...
Oh, let's not talk about that.
Oh, that. Oh, that.
But like seriously, did it make it real for you? Because I think still for you, you're kind of like, it's not happening. Like it's like it hasn't quite set in yet.
I'll tell you the part that was heaviest for me. So there's one whole part of the museum where they have the Hall of Fame, like year by year, the inductees, and everyone's on a list, and then to look over that list and see all of the names that have ever been inducted into that Hall of Fame, and then to not just see my name with this year's inductees alone, because Burt Monroe, Donnie Smith, Jay Allen, like...
That's a pretty impressive list.
Yeah. But then to see it in line with everything that has been Hall of Fame there, it's overwhelming. It is. It really is. And every time I say something to people, I'm like, yeah, it's a great honor. And I get like awkward. They go, well, you absolutely deserve it. I don't know if I absolutely deserve it. I'm super honored. And like, I hope to live up to that. I deserve it. But
well, don't worry. Here, you'll always be a loser. So, I mean, if ever...
You can always count on Mark for that gut punch of reality.
If ever you get too big of a head, just give me a holler. Oh. Which is a joke. Like one of my lines is he'll call me and I just don't answer his calls.
That's what
Somewhere
happens.
along the line, my job is to bring him down to earth for everybody out there. You're welcome.
And the moments that you miss... The moments that you miss, Mark, I have plenty of help still.
Well,
so.
There you go.
Oh, trust me. When you're not around, I make sure, like, I got your back.
Yeah. I mean, what we're doing a community service is what you're doing.
Yep.
Now, we are.
It is pretty awesome, though. And like, the funny part about it is I've driven to Sturgis for one day once before. And it
was Chris's fault.
Well, it was your fault, too, goddammit. Don't be you trying to get out of that.
Yep.
But I'm going to do the same thing this year. I'm going to drive out there for like one day.
Oh,
God, it's
going to be a great day.
For the whole week. What are we going to do to get you there for the whole week?
Can't do it.
We'd have to kill his boss.
Yeah.
I could do that. If it means you're around a little bit more, I would do that for you.
It's coming.
So
just saying.
Tons of stuff to still get through here. We kind of, because Teach had some family stuff going on, we sort of did the show backwards. Mm-hmm. Which, normally we have...
I don't necessarily know that that's a bad thing. Like,
no.
That was a great conversation with Teach.
And just always seeing Teach is great. Like, you talk about bringing it home.
Mailman says, the day that you're in Sturgis, will that be his day off?
Yes.
Big D said, I think I got the anus racing thing figured out, kind of.
Anus racing? What the hell
Get down with me about that. Anus racing, the American... National Unicycle
Has he been talking to Five Dirty Bikers?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
No, that's racing to the anus.
To the anus, yeah.
Totally different thing, Heather. Try to keep
sort of the same thing, just different anuses.
Try to keep your mind out of the gutter. So, you know how we normally say it. 90 to 120 minutes of all the bullshit we can fit, some entertainment, some information. We start the whole thing off. Well, we didn't start it off with, but now it's time for a little segment we call
The News.
I knew she was going to say it.
The Shop Talk World Report is brought to you by Law Tigers. Get the compensation you deserve and get back on the road with Law Tigers.
Mark, you're going to love the news tonight. But first, let's start with something serious. From Power Sports Business, Indian Motorcycle Veterans Charity Ride donates modified Scout to double amputee. Its 9th year partnering, Indian Motorcycle and Veterans Charity Ride have announced June as Veteran Motorcycle Therapy Month, activating 3 motorcycle therapy programs within the month of June. For the first time, our amputees, paraplegics, or who suffer from post-traumatic stress and other veterans faced after leaving the military, the 2023 ride will host 25 veterans, each pairing new veterans with returning VCR veteran mentors who've already been through VCR's program. The goal of the program is to support each new veteran as they transition back to civilian life through camaraderie, motorcycle adventure, and additional programs that maximize the brotherhood and sisterhood formed through all branches of the United States military.
We had David Frey on, the founder, a few years ago. We should get him on again.
For not quite a while, yeah. We should absolutely have him back.
I mean, it's amazing everything that organization does. It's unbelievable how much they do through this. So I'm actually making a note, Dave Frey.
Man, I forgot to load up the batshit crazy news for this next one. I almost feel like I should just pause the show to go do it. Let's pretend. Here, I'll put something else.
Just do your little creepy voice.
I'll put.
Oh, don't do that.
I'll put something else up so I can go batshit crazy news.
There you go.
Next up in the news, and oh my God, I can't believe I can't get to it fast enough.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
This is in from the Daily Mail. Budweiser teams up with Harley Davidson for very manly.
And I love how they capitalize.
Very. That requires that pause right there. Very manly new advert as owner Anheuser-Busch tries to recover from Bud Light backlash over marketing campaign with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. The macho commercial was launched after the backlash to Bud Light's tie-up with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. A gray-haired male mechanic works on a Harley-Davidson bike while cans of Budweiser emblazoned with the motorcycle maker's logo are shown on ice. The commercial, which ends with 3 men drinking the beer, appears to be part of Anheuser-Busch's effort to win back customers after Bud Light upset.
Epic failure number 2.
Now, here's the thing, as we take a look at the commercial. I hate the fact that everyone under God's green grass is saying the same dumb shit that, wow, Budweiser really doesn't know their customer. Yes, Budweiser absolutely knows their customer. The problem is they, just like every other greedy corporation in the world, it's not good enough to have their customers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They need all of the customers.
Right.
That's why these corporations go, well, there's our customer base, but who else can we get? How can we?
Unless by chance they come out with a Cosmopolitan, I think they're going to lose the angle they were heading for.
Well, and here's the thing, it's pretty basic. Support the core.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Just support the core.
Amen.
Well, it would help if Budweiser was even remotely an American company anymore, but it truly is not. So,
Oy.
Wah, wah.
So stupid.
Oh, man.
Okay, moving on. This comes in from Road Racing World and Motorcycle Technology. Road America, prior to its present repaving, photo by John Edwards, shows us the track layout from the Moto America Mission King of the Baggers Race 1 results.
I'd get lost.
Dude, that track is so badass.
I would totally get
if you've
lost.
never been there to see a race, it is sure a treat for any race fan. Kyle Wyman, riding his Screaming Eagle Harley-Davidson Road Glide, won Moto America Mission King of the Baggers Race 1 Saturday at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Wyman edged out defending champion Tyler O'Hara and his Progressive Insurance Mission Food Indian Challenger by 0.567 seconds.
0.5 seconds. Wow.
Third place went to James Rispoli, who used his Vance & Hines Mission Harley-Davidson Road Glide to beat O'Hara's teammate Jeremy McWilliams by 0.418 seconds.
That's slicing it like the prosciutto right there.
Raspoli's teammate, Hayden Gillum, rounded out the top 5 finishers. These guys need to get a few less sponsors if they want me to keep reading this stuff in the news, because holy shit.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But the real
gist of
deal
it.
here is, whether it's BRL or Road America,
It's cool.
Mission King of the Baggers, like, these bikes are getting faster and faster.
Oh, yeah.
The technology is trying like hell to catch up behind them.
And if you have the opportunity, go catch one
Absolutely.
of these races.
Yeah, I was
Super
very
cool.
impressed in Pittsburgh.
Because
I
how
was
about
very
it, Mark?
impressed.
Mark, you got to walk the track and shoot with
yeah.
me in Pittsburgh. It's something else when you see it up close, right?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. And we've shot some really cool stuff. We had been to Mid Ohio for some moto races prior to that for trackside, and this was just as cool. Like, you'd think, all the bigger bikes, this and that. No way, dude. It'll shock you. Definitely shock you.
Yep. All right, next up in the news, and this is coming in from the Black Hills Pioneer, also from our friends over at the museum. Cool new idea they have for these kind of micro events. Jacob's cover art revealed at Sturgis Motorcycle Museum. Actually have a couple signed copies of this now because of my trip. The artwork was hung on display with cares in hopes that supporters would soon gather there. And gather they did on Wednesday for the fundraising event, the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum and Hall of Fame, which included the unveiling of this year's official 23 Sturgis Motorcycle Rally magazine cover that features Scott Jacobs' artwork, Live the Ride. I was very excited to see the enthusiastic public support and turnout at our inaugural cover art unveiling event, said Leah Whaley, Executive Director of Sturgis Motorcycle Museum and Hall of Fame. So the story behind this,
Sounds a little Christmassy, just to let you know.
I hope I don't say this wrong. Let me see if I see it down here, if I can back this up. There it is. So Live the Ride may look familiar. It was one of his first 2 oil paintings focused on elevating motorcycle culture in the art world. This painting, along with Fat Boy, led Jacobs to become Harley-Davidson's first officially licensed artist in 1993. Ooh. Although hesitant at first, even demanding that Jacobs stop painting their products because he was not licensed, the corporation had a change of heart when they saw the skill level Jacobs' artwork, and the rest is history, is art history, so to speak. So that was the cool part for me, like how, the ties to art. Like this was literally one of 2 paintings that launched that dude's entire career.
That's pretty impressive.
You think about the stuff that goes along with that, all the motorcycles, all the scenes that he's captured, the emotion that's in his paintings, and it all started with this. That's what they're using for this year's Sturgis cover. It's great.
Very cool.
Wish you guys were there, but sometimes I just got to go and do the work, and I know.
Oh, please.
I know.
Whatever.
Please.
Luckily, I can't even hear the tone of your voice anymore.
Right? It's like.
So we have tons of stuff to get through still.
Really? Like,
will you
what's
hurry
left?
up?
Come on. No, I'm just kidding.
What is taking so long?
I'm thinking that there's events with Heather.
Ooh. Yay me.
The ShopTalk events calendar is brought to you by the Bikers Info app, the Everything Bikers app, all in one place, everything you need, and it's free.
First up, June Jam Bike Rally. That's next weekend at the Rowan County Fairgrounds, June 9th through
June
10th.
Jam.
June Jam. They are doing something cool. Friday night there, it's called Bulls and Bikes. They have bull ride, and they're having a rodeo at the bike rally Friday night. Kind of wish I was there for that. But go support them. They support us. Good deal. Saturday, June 10th. Wow, that's really next weekend.
Right?
Oops. Saturday, June 10th, Low Life Lowdown, 12 to 5, Chopper Show, Food Trucks Raffle at the Epping Legion in Epping, New Hampshire. So on your way up to Laconia Bike Week, stop there and give our friends a little bit of support. Thunder in the Valley, June 22nd through 25th in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. You can get more information at thunderinthevalley.com. Born Free.
Born Free.
June 24th through 25th out in California. BornFreeShow.com for more information. I know Sean Action Jackson is bringing his killer panhead out there. We wish him all the best of luck there. 2023 Iowa Hog Drags and Nostalgia Reunion, June 30th through July 2nd in Humboldt, Iowa. Go check them out. They do have a great Facebook page with event updates. Or you can scan that QR code. Harley Homecoming, July 13th through 16th in Milwaukee, USA. Go check it out. Celebrate 120 years of Harley Davidson. I think Chris and I are going to go up for a day or two.
We are going to be there.
We are. What's Kenny Hoopla?
Don't know.
I don't know. It's on the thing.
Joan Jett. I don't know what a White Reaper is either. Is that a drink?
Maybe.
Or a position?
Hello. Easy Times Worcester. Easy Times Worcester Bike Week, July.
Worcester. Don't say it like you're from here.
Worcester. Let me channel my inner. Let me go home for a minute. Worcester. Easy Times Worcester Bike Week, July 8th at Ralph's Diner. $5 gets you in. Chopper Wheelie contest could win you $100.
Please tell me we have somebody on hand for that for video. Please.
I don't know. I mean, I'll reach out.
Somebody from Easy Times, get a hold of us.
I'll reach out. We'll find someone. Fuel Cleveland, July 29th and 30th. 2 days this year. 2 days.
Nice. It should be.
Yeah, it is. It's a great, great event. I think we're going to be there at least one of the days, if not both. FuelCleveland.com for more information. Oh, now we're on to Sturgis. We have a whole big host of events in Sturgis, starting with Sunday, our custom bike show going on 17 years.
Wow. That hurt my back.
Yeah, dude, I was just going to say, don't ever say that again.
Right, 17 years.
Wow.
Monday, Vintage Motorcycle Day, AMCA Day. Bring your vintage bike into the Iron Horse. We'll give you a sack lunch and you can play some cool old-time field games. Tuesday, Cycle Source Industry Party, August 8th. Oh, that's wrong.
Oh.
I mean, the date's right. The bands are wrong. My bad. Man. I knew I forgot something. Anyway, come hang out with us because at the same time, it is the Baker Burnout Drags. Head-to-head burnouts in the burnout pit. We've got a couple $100 up for best show, I guess, kind of, because I'll tell you what, Sea Bear Stunts killed it last year.
You're going to win some money this year. You better bring your A game because Sea Bear.
Yeah, he stays right across the street. He's like, hey, can I play?
Can I come get that money?
We're like, yeah, just here, take it. 17th annual, 17. Run to the Line through Van Acker Canyon. Wednesday, August 9th, sack lunch in honor of Pearl and Pappy Hole. It's going to be a good time.
Always is.
Speaking of good times.
Good times.
Didn't I say I was going to load up the music from Good Times for this?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
And I forgot one. There's bike games. I forgot to upload it. My bad.
She should just use the JJ voice when she does this one.
I don't do voices.
To get your money.
Dynamite.
Oh, goodness. Griffin Hines Farm, August 24th through 26th. That's put on by our friends over at Chop Machine Cycle. Give them some support. We're going to try and make it. It's right before smoke out, but we're going to do our best to be there.
Hey, I want to make sure I mention this. Drew Woodford just put up, they're going to have a special thing for Jim Lineweber at the Hog Drags this year.
Oh, nice.
Him and Justin are driving out. That's cool.
Georgia Grundle Run 7, September 15th through 17th, 2023.
Bill Stevens, yes, there is a Black Hills Boogie. We'll be back to you about that soon.
I think we're changing the day. A lot going on.
Because, yeah, who's not going to want to go see?
Yeah, the Ives brother jump over the Walenda. Hello. Not going to miss that.
Four Corners Rally.
Four Corners Rally.
Hey,
Labor Day
now.
weekend, August 31st through September 4th. Durango and
Corners?
Ignacio, Colorado.
Durango.
Yep. Four Corners Motorcycle Rally.com.
It actually is Four Corners.
I'm sorry, these are out of order. I suck. Smoke Out, September 7th through 10th, Salisbury, North Carolina. It's going to be the best rally of the year. Hands down, no
Ever.
doubt about it. Best rally ever until we do it again in 2024.
Robin Higginbottom says, you've all had too much time off from the live Sunday shows.
1 week. 1 week.
I think that was a little shot at you, Heather. How's that feel?
Hey.
There's not there's not any way to have too much time off at anything, just to let you know.
NorCal.
First inaugural NorCal Chopper Show, September 16th.
She just told you.
2023 at the Waterloo Gun and Bocce Club.
Bocce?
Bocce? NorCal Chopper Show.
Fato.com.
A little bocce.
All right, man. Hey, let's switch gears here real quick and take a look at one of the cool feature bikes from the Chopper Friends Throwdown. On the other side, we're going to give you guys a little more information, bring this thing back into the station. So stick around. You're watching Shop Talk in the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
I'm Jeff Zielinski. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Well, it started off as an Aim and Savior replica frame that I bought from Denver Arlen, who's a hamster out of two-wheelers in Florida. And bought the frame with the intentions of building a chopper, which I've never built before, per se. And sent it to Donnie Smith, had it stretched and raked. And when Jason came up with the idea of doing a Chopper Friends Throwdown, I bought an old wrecked 79 shovel, and this is what became of it. So the tank started off as a standard coffin tank. It's a 3.4 gallon that I bought from Ted's V-Twin. And being that it had flat sides to it, which was kind of boring for me, I know that was the traditional look, I wanted to add some geometry, so we added the triangular pieces on the sides and the top and the front to make it match the oil tank, which is a replica, it's a new old stock replica 6-volt panhead oil tank, but it's got flat sides on it, so I kind of keep that theme going to tie the whole bike together. Being that I didn't have a front fender, at least flows. So that was my thought. Well, it doesn't run right now. I have a bad ignition system, and being that I do wiring for a living, it's kind of humbling. But I would love to do another one. I have great ideas for another one already, but I like to change genres as often as I can, and being that I have a digger already on the lift that I've been working on for 8 years with a panhead motor, I think that'll probably qualify as a chopper. My first bike was a 56 pan shovel hardtail, but I didn't call it a chopper. It technically was a chopper, so that's where I started. That was my roots. I always liked the old stuff. I have plenty of shovel heads. I have pan heads. Soon I'm going to have a knucklehead I'm buying when I get home. So I like the old stuff, but baggers are easy for the most part, but building a bike from scratch is really tough. But most of the bikes I built back in the day were Pro Street Softails. It came together very quickly. Honestly, I was probably the first one done. I'm pretty sure I was the first one done. And it rode it, it was fine. So when we got out here, no such luck, something happened, but it is what it is. I'd say best memory was getting it done so quickly. I have a painter that doesn't want me to share his information. He's painted my last 2 baggers as well as my FXRT from last year. So he's dynamite, and he wants to keep it that way. Jeff Zielinski from Philadelphia, NAM's Custom Cycle Products. Make sure you watch Shop Talk.
Hey, I'm Ron Fleener,
All right.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay, we dropped it.
Please Color Factory, you're watching Shop Talk.
Renamed it.
Product Spotlight is brought to you by Drag Specialties, the world's largest distributor of aftermarket accessories.
Today's Product Spotlight, we're going to talk about the Drag Specialties Premium Performance Battery. First question people are going to ask when you talk about a battery is, why don't I just run to AutoZone and buy a battery? As far as AGM batteries go, parts store in your local neighborhood like AutoZone is going to pretty much have you covered, but when it comes to motorcycle specific needs, you're going to want to go to a motorcycle company. You get a battery like the Premium Performance Battery from Drag Specialties. You have some built-in features like the 500 cold cranking amps. You have the technology that's within this battery that helps it recover from a deeply discharged state. You also have vibration resistance, which we're going to have a lot in motorcycles. This one in particular, available for $97 up, I believe. You can check that fitment on the website, but find out more information about this today at DennisKirk.com.
Nice, Heather. You cut my calm off.
Sorry.
So I have to tell you something. I finally got using my IO mount.
Mm-hmm.
We put this on the motorcycle, Mark, and I was like, okay, look, brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max. I really don't want to see it go bouncing down the road. And I put it on there, like for the first maybe 20 miles, I was like riding with one eye forward and one eye on the phone mount, waiting to see if it was going to come loose at all, and it absolutely did not.
It's awesome.
What the hell are you riding your bagger for? What is
We
wrong
were
with
doing
We were doing the route for.
yeah,
We
we're doing
don't
the route
have
for Big
what?
Pine Run.
You lightening up and riding the bagger
Well,
for that? What? You're getting old. What are you, like 68 now?
I had a lot of stuff to carry. Don't be mean to me.
Whatever. You had a lot of stuff to carry.
Bagger rides matter, Mark.
Well,
Sugar
I said
Bear.
to him,
wow.
Sugar Bear be so upset with me right now.
I said to him, is there any way at all to make this ultra cool and still keep it comfortable?
Yeah,
No.
No.
Nope.
No, sir.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't
But
matter.
I'm not gonna lie, and I am a chopper chick at heart. There was one road in particular, I was so thankful we weren't on the chopper.
Quitters.
I could just
Quitters never win, Heather.
seriously.
All right.
Oh.
Well, listen, it's
My backside thanked me.
it's been a hell of a show. We're glad to be back live. We got a killer show coming up again next week, and crazy schedule. We're out in the garage doing tons of stuff. We're working on a new Twisted T bike. We got right up the damn alley from us. We're going to be running to Laconia.
Oh my god! Somebody needs to hit a pause and clone button.
Oh my god! Please.
If anybody can do those, that would be amazing.
Yep.
I give up. I quit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. Now you cannot quit. Forget it.
I'm over it.
Where was it? 103.
Big Ron, wherever Big Ron's at.
Big
100.
Ron. I don't know, but he had pork tenderloin sandwiches. I'll take it.
Banging hardwood today. That's 103 in there. I can tell you that.
So remember, like we said at the beginning of the show, part of the reason why we're so stressed out and everything's crazy is we're working on the launch for Grease and Gears TV, and I keep giving you guys sneak peeks of it. But a lot of the content right now, the full programs that we're putting up on Grease and Gears TV, you can watch some of this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Once we get this thing fully rolling, the only place to watch our full-length content will be on Grease and Gears TV. We'll get you more information about that as it goes. For now, it's looking pretty good.
Be one of the cool kids. Get in first.
Looking pretty good. Somebody was talking about, I think Jason Holman brought this up, doing like a founders club package where, we put your original subscription, like, maybe an embossed keychain, couple different things, like which are going to be only for the people that were first in on this. Yeah. But we'll let you know about that too. It's a good idea. Everybody's got good ideas.
Everybody got a great idea.
Everybody's a good idea until I got to write the check.
No, it ain't the check. I'm the one that sits down at the damn laser cutter.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, you do too now.
Whoa, hold on there,
whining
buddy.
going on.
Yeah,
right? What is going on here? I'm over it.
All right,
I
so
think
listen.
it's time to say goodnight.
It is, Nancy. Say goodnight, Nancy.
Good night, John Boy.
So until next week when we come back, we're coming with both barrels blazing.
Oh boy,
tons of motorcycle content like we do here.
Oh, so much good stuff.
Like we do.
Until next week when we come back, same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Good night, Felicia.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for their continued support, and we hope you pay them a visit when you're in the market for great motorcycle parts, products, and events. S&S Cycle, Makuni American, Baco Parts, The Broken Spoke Saloon, Twisted Tea, The Iron Horse Saloon, High Seas Rally, Twisted Choppers, Twin Power, Drag Specialties, Geico, Law Tigers, Tech Cycle, Fueling Parts, Lone Star Rally, Hijinks Apparel, Progressive Insurance, Spectra Oil, No School Choppers, Motion Pro Tools.